This is where it all begins. Most of my paycheck goes to Food Lion or some other grocery store, and I am going to show you the beginnings of my experiment. Alright, since my experiment involves strawberries, this is the department of a grocery store that we are going to, the strawberry section. So, first, the job is to pick out the best looking strawberries available. It looks like all of the strawberries have the same name brand, and they're all from California. So, I will go ahead and choose the best looking ones available, which are not those. Those are slimy looking and nasty. These look pretty good. I'll choose these, and we have to get one more to make two. We have to purchase two. Now these don't look the same as the other ones. Those look really slimy. Unfortunately, most of these strawberries look pretty slimy.
Well, strawberries aren't in season, are they?
Hello, my name is Kim, and I'm doing an experiment on fruit and how to keep fruit fresh the longest. My real question is, will a different kind of packaging allow fruit, strawberries in this case, to stay fresh longer? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some strawberries in the package that I purchased them in the grocery store, this package. I'm going to put some strawberries in a Ziploc bag and some strawberries in a Ziploc bag that I have punched holes into. What I learned in my research prior to doing my experiment is that growing fruit is not easy. There are all kinds of molds and fungi, and different kind of bugs, and then drought that affect the growing of fruit. So once you get to the point to where your fruit is ready to be harvested, which is hard to get to that point, you really need a good way to package it to get it out to the stores. What I learned is there is a gas that fruit makes when it's ripening, and that gas is called ethylene, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ethylene is a gas that will ripen fruit. And if you leave your fruit in a package with no holes in it, then your fruit will go bad very quickly, because the fruit produces this gas as it ripens. If you put holes in your packaging, as you can see, these strawberry containers have holes in them, then the gas can be released and the fruit will not over-ripen. I spend a lot of money on purchasing fruits and vegetables at my home, and quite often they go bad. I wanted to do this experiment to see how I can possibly make them last a little bit longer. These Ziploc bags are what I'm going to use as part of my materials. These are just normal Ziploc bags. This one has no holes in it. And this one I have cut holes in, 4 holes to be exact, so that the strawberries can breathe and the Ziploc bags can hopefully the one with the holes in it can let some of the gas be expelled. And of course I have scissors, and my refrigerator has a thermometer on it. Now, with these packages, I'm going to measure out, or try to measure out, half of this 1 pound. This is 1 pound of strawberries, and I'm going to cut that in half and put half of it in this Ziploc bag and half of it in this one. And with this package of strawberries, I am going to take half of them out, and so that way it'll be the same amount of strawberries for each experiment. These are going to stay in this package. These are strawberries from the same store, purchased at the same time. They come from the same company, and that is really all the information I have on them. There's no date on when they were picked, how they were harvested. It does say that they came from California. They are called the California Giant Berry Farms, where these strawberries came from. Okay, I now have the strawberries separated, how I'm going to put them in the fridge. And this is the container that I purchased the strawberries in. I'm leaving those in there as part of the experiment. And this is the bag with the holes in it. And this is the bag that's completely shut up with no holes in it. I'm predicting that this bag will stay fresher than this bag. Since this bag has the holes, I think that the gas will be expelled and allowed to escape from this bag, whereas the closed Ziploc bag will trap the gases from the fruit inside of it and make the fruit spoil quicker. And then, of course, this is the bag, or the container that they originally came in, and that would be the control, part of the control. I'm going to put these on the same shelf in the refrigerator, and I'm going to check them daily to see if I notice any changes. And the experiment will be over after 7 days. I will pull them out and examine them to see what the outcome is. Alrighty, this is the strawberries inside of the refrigerator. All the way to the left, we have the bag that has the holes in it. I would normally label that, but I can tell that it has the holes in there. And this is the package the strawberries originally came in. And this is the bag without holes. As you can see, these strawberries look very healthy. They're nice and red. They're nice and firm. They smell delicious. All of them are ready to be eaten. And hopefully some of them can be at the end of the week. It is now midweek. There's not been a lot of change in the strawberries that are in the bag with the holes in it. There's not a whole lot of change in the controlled substance. I have noticed a little bit of condensation on the bottom, which was not there before. The bag that does not have the holes in it has all turned red, very red, and they have a lot of liquid in there with them that wasn't there before. So I will pull them out and check them in 3.5 more days. Okay, it's been a full week since we put the strawberries into the different packaging into the refrigerator. And these are the strawberries that have the hole in the bag. And these strawberries appear very firm. They're not soggy looking. They don't have a lot of water in there. They smell good. They smell delicious, actually. They still smell very good. The controlled strawberries, they look pretty good. If I can get this package open, I can show you more. I did notice on the bottom it is kind of wet, and there was a little bit of mold on a couple of the strawberry heads where the green is, but not very much. Those strawberries are firm, not as firm as they were, kind of a little soggy, but they still are very edible and they still smell good. The strawberries, that are in the Ziploc bag, they're still red and they're not terrible looking, but they are soggy and they're wet feeling, very wet. They have a smell to them that is not as good as the other strawberries in the bag or the container with the holes. They're all very soggy feeling. So if I was going to conclude this experiment, which I am, I'm going to say that the strawberries in the Ziploc bag without the holes did not stay nearly as fresh as the strawberries in the Ziploc bag with the holes. I had hypothesized that the strawberries would stay fresher in the bag with the holes due to the gas escaping from the bag. And in fact, that is what happened in this experiment. Actually, the Ziploc bag with the holes held better than the controlled strawberries in the container that I purchased them in. And I'm going to do this experiment over again, which, if it has different results, I will let you know. I did the experiment over again, and I did conclude that the bags that have the holes in them definitely make the strawberries last longer. I think that this experiment has led to more questions. I feel like I would like to try the experiment with washing the fruit prior to putting it in the fridge, because I've always heard you're not supposed to wash it. I would like to see the differences when you do wash the fruit, and I think that would be fun to experiment with in a classroom. I also think it would be fun to do this with some different fruits, such as peaches. They tend to have a short shelf life after I purchase them. And there are also some other things like cutting fruits up that you could try to change this experiment a little bit. I feel like this experiment has definitely benefited my family. I can now know that Ziploc bags are a good way to store your fruit. You just need to cut some holes in the Ziploc bags prior to putting the fruit into them. Thank you so much for watching my video and my little experiment, and I hope that you learned something as well.